Yes, heading towards the sunshine.
Protected by the elements.
Yes. Actually, we're not that.
This is about fairness for women in sports. This is solely about the right to compete in sports as a woman and to have the same opportunities that men have. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm in this case. I just want fair opportunities.
Yeah. 15 years ago, yes. Now, not so much.
It's important to me because in high school I raced against transgender athletes and I lost 4 state championships, 2 All New England awards, and countless other opportunities to advance. And so I want the records rectified and to be recognized as the champion that I should have been.
I've never been to a courthouse, so yes.
Yeah. I think it's probably one of the biggest ones you've been to, huh?
Or actually, I think they showed me the Supreme Court.
It's not about lifestyle, and it's about sports, and that everyone has a spot in sports, but biological males don't have a spot in women's sports, and that women shouldn't become sidelined in our own sports.
I am dying.
I was forced to compete against biological males throughout all 4 years of high school. I raced against these athletes over a dozen times and was not close a single time to beating them. And it was a very frustrating and heartbreaking experience to go through because I trained to win. I don't train to place third and beyond. And I don't want any other little girl to have to go through the pain and heartbreak that I went through.
So today we argued that my clients, Selina, Chelsea, and Alanna, their records and achievements matter, and we ought to be able to prove our case in court. And so we're asking that the judges here allow the case to continue to move forward. And we're really optimistic. I thought the judges asked great questions. They were clearly concerned about the fact that the school districts were unwilling to correct the girls' records to reflect what they actually accomplished. My client Chelsea, for example, 4 times was the fastest girl in a championship race. And yet she was not named the state champion because she lost to biological males who were competing in her race. That's wrong. We want those records corrected. Well, we're hopeful that the Second Circuit will remand the case back to Connecticut District Court, allow the case to move forward so that we can demonstrate that having a policy that allows males to compete in women's sports violates Title IX. It deprives girls like my clients of the opportunity to be rightly recognized for their achievements, to compete for college scholarships, and so on. And so we're looking forward to moving forward with the case.
I'm like really cold. Like, my hands are like ice. But being in court was warm today.
Yeah, we were protected by the wind. That's all that matters.
You know, this case has been sort of Exhibit A that's been used by organizations to pass bans on transgender students participating in school activities across the country. It's held up as an example of the dangers that would happen if transgender girls were allowed to participate. And the reality is that that's based on a completely false premise because there's no cisgender girls getting pushed off the victory podium. The plaintiffs in this case have been on the victory podium on multiple occasions. And so protecting, if they were to win this case, it would mean not only that this specific policy would be invalidated, but it would essentially mean that any policy, including transgender athletes anywhere in the country, under the same reasoning, would be impermissible. And I think that's part of the larger agenda, is to pass laws and policies that prohibit transgender students from participating, not just in athletics, but in any school activity, and using the restrooms and being referred to by the proper names and pronouns. And so it's definitely part of a larger legal and political movement. And the movement is directly contrary to upholding the equal rights of everyone, regardless of gender identity. The plaintiff's complaint is based on this unprecedented theory that Title IX defines sex in a way that requires transgender girls to be treated as cisgender boys, and there's no authority to support that whatsoever.